I just feel like a lot of times, like, brands are very reactive, right? It's just like, okay, we're gonna wait and see if they win the championship. We're gonna wait and see if they get number one. We're gonna wait and see. And then, like, especially being on the other end of that, like, it's super last minute, okay? How they plan for these reactives. Yeah, exactly. So no, I want you to be there through the journey. I want you to be a part of the athlete's story and getting to that part, not just reaping the benefits once they get there.
What's up, Janelle?
Hey, Bronzy.
How's it going?
It is going pretty well, I would say. Just because I'm home. I'm in Miami. So
You and Spode?
yeah, myself and Spody took the trek from Portland home. Been here for about a week. We'll be here for 2 more weeks before heading back. So a nice little summer. I wouldn't call it a summer break because I am still working, but a little summer getaway.
At least, you get to soak up some sun, a familiar spot.
Yeah,
just go
sun.
by the pool, have some wine.
Yeah, a little too much sun, honestly, but we'll take it.
Not too much sun. See, that'd be the problem with people that's just used to sun all the time. They'd be like, sunny every day, sunny all the time.
Exactly. Wake up and it's already 85 degrees outside. It's like, damn, can we just chill out a little bit?
I understand that. It's like the real feel outside today here is like 110. It's sweltering hot outside.
How are you?
Needless to say, I won't be out there. I'm good. Coming off a long weekend. Juneteenth was last week. Took Friday because I was like, might as well elongate it.
Yeah.
And so been pretty chill. Was frolicking out in the streets this weekend. But all in all, I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Yeah, I think I was telling you before we jumped on, I had a pretty eventful weekend. What was supposed to just be my best friend's baby shower turned into her wedding. So I don't know anybody out there who's been to a baby shower turned surprise wedding, but that was a thing.
She said, y'all already here. Let's go ahead and just knock it out.
Literally. I was like, that was the most Virgo thing she could have done. She's like, y'all already here. Everybody head outside. I do.
Okay. I do. And where are these gifts at?
Right.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm glad you got that time in with your close ones. But we got some things to get into today on this episode. Are you ready to hop into Above the Fold?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Episode 79. Let's go.
Okay. First, want to start off by talking about the NBA Finals. Game 7 was last night. I watched every game. I was kind of tuned in. I don't know, not having really a definitive team in the championship. I was just kind of just there. But yeah, last night, we'll say that when Halliburton went down, I was really sad because I'm like, nobody wants to see, somebody get injured, especially in a game like this and that type of injury too. Because I think obviously this is the last game of the season, but I think he'll be out all next season too.
Oh no!
I believe so. I believe that's what they're estimating.
Was it Achilles?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, it probably is.
But I think he went down either late in the first or early in the second, and OKC ended up taking the championship and closing out the series. Did you guys watch?
I was really upset when Tyrese went down too. It was at this point in the season, Game 7 in the actual final, that's really unfortunate. I would venture to say they would have had a strong chance had he not went down. Mm-hmm. It's just the cards that they were dealt in that moment. Yeah, unfortunate. Same with you. I wasn't really invested in the way that I like to be in the NBA Finals. I try to force myself. I was going for the Pacers at the beginning of the series. I think we talked about that. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, what I will say is that it turned out really, really well for SGA.
Yeah. No, that's because I don't think that there's many players. Don't give me the lion, but like many players that win like MVP and then go on to win the championship too. So I'm sure that was, a big moment for him. And then, of course,
not to mention he also dropped a signature shoe.
Right.
Too.
Exactly.
It's like these three things happening simultaneously is you can't write it better.
Yeah, and then they had his signature shoe in gold, ready for him as soon as they won. Dangling around his neck and all of that kind of stuff. So, I'm sure Converse is very, very happy today. I think, they capitalized on the moment as much as they could. I didn't see I'm sure they put something out on social. I haven't seen it. I should probably look that up, but
I think they put out a spot. Maybe not. Am I tripping? I think I saw a spot that they released immediately after. It was voiced over by him. Montages, different jerseys throughout his high school through collegiate, or maybe collegiate to NBA. They did something. Like, I don't understand. There's no way you want to talk about missing a moment. There's no way that you win the NBA Finals and you're the MVP, and that's not.
Yeah, that's exactly how you described it, like a kind of montages, jerseys, footage of people. I don't know, I'm not listening. I don't have the sound on since we're recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all go check it out. I saw it though.
Dope. And then the banner falls down. I did see like that graphic before. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's weird because I think both of the teams deserve to be there, but like it was kind of like a boring. Was it boring? Was the series boring? I'm like, how does a series go to game 7 and I'm just like, I could take it or leave it. I don't know. It was weird.
It was not boring. I think that though you have to be a fan of one of the teams or one of the individuals who are out there on the court to really have like an investment. I would say the games were going back and forth. I feel like the two teams, they had similar playing styles in a way. I mean, it was fine. We caught most of the games, but I wasn't like, I didn't have a dog in the fight, so it was just like an easy watch.
Well, yeah, so congratulations to OKC. Best wishes and prayers up for Halliburton, and interested to see how Converse continues to like ride off this momentum, into the off season and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see. I will say I'm interested though, but now that you say that Tyrese is going to be out next season, I was going to say interested to see how the Pacers perform next year, but I think it was either this year or nothing, like in the very near term. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. And again, like, I don't know where I heard that he was out next season. Like, he just got injured last night, so I could be wrong.
But even if he does come back, Achilles is one of those injuries, especially if it's like torn, ruptured, needs surgery. It's going to take at least a year for you to be able to get on court. Once you're on court, you have to get reacclimated to like trusting your body and all that. So even if he is back, you got to think that there's some type of a learning curve to get back to where he was.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll see.
Well, sticking in the vein of sports, we have Faith Kipyegon, who is gunning for a sub 4-minute mile, right? Is it sub 4 minutes or just a 4-minute mile? She's trying to break 4 minutes. So I believe that the race is at the end of the month, so in the coming week, but she's a Nike athlete, and they have this huge campaign kind of going on to support her attempt at breaking a 4-minute mile. And I think right now, I think the record, or like the
her PR is 407.
Yeah, her PR is 407.
Is her PR also the world record? Do you know?
Let's see.
But while you're looking that up, I'll also mention that she is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist. So when we say Faith Kipyegon's name, like unless you follow track and field, you may not know who she is, but she's from Kenya, and she's a phenomenal. When we say mile, does that mean the 1500?
No.
Those two different.
She runs the 1500 as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what she's won her 3 gold medals in.
Got it. Yeah, see, I be needing the track athletes to help me out.
But she is the world record holder as well with
in the mile or in
the mile.
Okay, got you. Yeah, so Nike has this whole campaign centered around her subbing or getting to the 4-minute.
Yeah,
That feels like, is that not more like adding more pressure to you? Like you got your sponsor being like, oh, she gonna do this, she trying to do this at this meet. Like I would be stressed out.
Yeah, maybe you're stressed out, but like I feel like we've talked about it here before. Nike needs to get in the game as it relates to track and field and stuff. And so like, yeah, throw your weight behind her, do something. They have to do something.
Yeah, I know they have to do something, but is this the thing they have to do?
Yeah. What else is there to do?
I'm not saying that no. So I'm not saying that I hate this idea. I'm just saying for the athlete that has to shave 7 seconds off of her mile feels like a lot of pressure for her. And then what happens?
No one's saying if she doesn't do it, we're gonna drop you. She's still the world record holder. You know, and I just feel like a lot of times like brands are very reactive, right? It's just like, okay, we're gonna wait and see if they win the championship. We're gonna wait and see if they get number 1. We're gonna wait and see. And then like, especially being on the other end of that, like it's super last minute, okay? How they plan for these reactives. Yeah, exactly. So no, I want you to be there through the journey. I want you to be a part of the athlete's story and getting to that part, not just reaping the benefits once they get there.
I think that was perfectly said, Janelle. Perfectly said.
Okay. Yes. I'm going to add on to that because clearly, like you're right. I also think it brings people in more. It makes you lean into the story. It makes you then want, like, someone that may not watch track and field or may not, even if they don't watch the meet or the race, they're going to be interested to know, like, oh, did it happen for her? I think it's a way to even market your athlete and the sport as a whole more when you do drive initiatives behind athletes that are trying to do something and you build something and momentum behind it.
Yeah.
So,
and I
just
don't understand that strategy. Just like even taking faith out of it. Just, okay, if you saw something in me to sign me, then why are you quiet as hell and like people don't even know I'm an athlete signed to this particular brand until, you know, I win something. It's just like, yo, either are you on my team or not? So, yeah, I mean, and again, like I said, I just think Nike needs to be doing more in the space. So I'm glad that they're putting some weight behind her. And I believe, I don't know why I keep feeling like I saw that they had like a short film or something that they were shopping around. Like they were actively shopping around like a piece of content or like a series or something that was like leading up to this.
I didn't see that, but I did see, aren't they creating like some sort of special garment or something, Nike? Something for her to wear?
I'm sure like a special shoe.
Specifically for this?
Yeah. Knowing me, I'm going to find the article as soon as we stop recording. But yeah, I'm excited. This got me even more pumped to kind of like watch that race and kind of tap in. And I'm not usually a distance, like, okay, a mile isn't that long anyway, but I'm usually like, I'll watch up to like an 800 really, to be completely honest. But yeah, I really want to see, like, can she do it?
No, we be watching all of it. Amadi be having me watch the steeplechase.
I know, because Amadi was dabbling in those distance races. I get it.
But no, I'd be in. I'd be like, oh, he actually going. It's very interesting. But I wanted to back to Nike and the apparel. They did drop a collection of running footwear and apparel a couple of weeks ago.
What does it look like? Does it look good?
It's actually, I actually like it. Like in my mind, remember when I told you in my mind I'm a runner? This is the type of stuff I will wear. I wear when I run.
In your mind, or when you actually go out there and run?
I went for a run. What was that, last month? You can't make too many faces because that's the last time you went for a run too, Amadi.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, damn, fair. Okay.
But also you, Janelle. Yeah.
In my mind, I be fly when I run too.
Exactly. See? I see
I'm like,
you.
ooh, if I were to run,
other.
I would so wear that. Yep.
Those are the running sneakers I need.
Exactly.
All right. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be tuned in to all the things Nike and Faith have going on. And I'm rooting for her. I want to see it happen.
Same. Next on the list, we have one of my favorite artists collaborating with Ilia Beauty, and that is Solange Knowles. She's been pretty active as of late. I think she took her El Dorado Ballroom kind of like series or project that she did, I think in LA previously and in Brooklyn previously, and took it back home to Houston. So she had a couple of dates there, and then in the midst of that, this collaboration was launched. To be honest, I was hoping for a little bit more because in the teaser, I wouldn't say the teaser for this particular partnership, but a couple of weeks ago when she did an event down in Houston, she kind of teased the product itself, and it looked aesthetically like a lot of her glassware and things like that. So I thought it was, the product was going to come out. It was going to look a little bit different. It was going to have a little bit more of like Solange's fingerprint on it, fingerprints on it. And yeah, it's just kind of like, these are our existing products that Solange likes to use. Here's like an edit more so than like a capsule or like something special for fans, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to say this is just them. It feels like them just tapping her as a spokesperson in a way where it's like, here's our collection. What do you like? Would you attach your name to our products? Like, I don't know if she was part of the design, development, etc. of these products.
Right.
As like you said, it might have been nodded toward initially before this was like officially announced. Even if it wasn't from the standpoint, I think of what you're saying, like from a packaging and design, like, okay, take your products, but let me design the packaging to like put my fingerprint on it.
Exactly.
Maybe that was explored because from what I seen in the post, like it felt like it was the blown glass kind of like style and aesthetic. They probably was like, yeah, Solange, this is nice, girl, but we're going to have to charge like quadruple. So this ain't going to work.
Right.
And
so
she was
like,
like, well, if it ain't going to work, then we ain't doing it.
Yeah, here's your set. All we really want you to do is say like, use our product and pick like a couple of things off the website.
And then we can bundle them. We can make a bundle.
Yeah, so when I saw it, I was just like, oh, so excited to go click and get I'm like, I've never used their products before, but I was willing to try them out. And then I was just like, well, wait, what am I buying exactly? So, yeah, I don't know. I was a little let down, but I'm still, rooting for everything Solange.
And, yeah, I mean, that's, always. But I was going to say, and like, revisiting the conversation on beauty brands, because I think it was after we had that conversation about Savannah James, her beauty brand. What's the name of it?
Yep.
It is a luxury skincare line called
Reframe.
I knew it was something like,
I wanted to say Reformation, but I'm like, no, that's a clothing.
That ain't it. Okay, you sent me an article because we were like, is it just like easy? Is the barrier to entry so low that it's like, oh, this is just something I can do, flip, get a quick bag? But then you sent me the article where, was it Kylie that sold her brand?
No, different white girl.
Hailey
Bieber. You were
You don't
close.
know none of these white people.
You were close. You like Cheryl Lee Ralph on
Jeez.
Abbott Elementary. That's crazy.
Oh, damn, I really was like, it was one of the Kardashians. Okay. Anyway, for $1 billion.
Yeah, $1 billion. I think she sold to ELF or ELF, however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks for a Hailey Baldwin Bieber, you know?
Yeah. You're right. So,
You know.
I think I say that to say, like, if that's the type of bag they're getting, or
I
the
get
arena
it.
and the space of the potential and opportunity, I absolutely get it.
Listen, I'm gonna slap my name on a beauty brand for all you got to do is give me half of that, a quarter of it,
Okay, that's it.
a quarter of it, and you got
I'll do
me.
you one better. Yeah.
So no. Now after I saw that, I was just like, all right, okay, Solange and SZA and Savannah, y'all go get your bag.
Y'all got it. Yeah.
Moving right along. So a brand that we haven't talked a lot about, or a person I feel like we haven't talked much about recently, Donald Glover, his brand, his agency or whatever, creative studio, you know, everybody has an agency / creative studio /
Yeah.
add to the list of different things it can be. But Gilga, right? Like he announced Gilga maybe like 2 years ago. Never really heard, maybe even longer than that. Never really heard much else about it. Also, like, I really hate saying the name of his like
Gilga.
It just does not roll off the tongue.
Yeah. That gala.
Yeah,
That gala.
Yeah, I feel like I have like a
work
speech
well.
impediment when I say it.
Yeah.
But he or they
Say it.
collaborate.
Everybody just said it. Everybody just listening just said Gilga.
Gilga. Okay,
Don't
I
it
get
feel weird when y'all say it? Yeah.
But they collaborated with Montclair, and they put out a like collection, like a proper capsule collection, I would say, of things that I can't afford. I think even like the little cap that just had like Montclair with the O being an orange was like $400. And I said, okay, this is cute for someone, I guess. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. I'm just like, oh, they still around? Okay.
Right. I was just gonna say, yeah, +1. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they put out like a little cartoon or something too, I guess.
Yeah, a little cartoon animation, getting dressed up in the collection.
Yeah, I had high hopes. Did I have high hopes for Gilga? I don't know. I felt like they had a lot of momentum early, and
Yeah.
I don't know where that momentum stopped or why it stopped, because I think that Donald Glover is a really creative guy, and you know, I just don't know what happened.
I thought it was more of like a filmmaking studio too,
Was it?
than like being a
Maybe.
design-ish agency. But I could be wrong. I feel like also, like, you go to the website, it says Gilga Radio, so clearly I'm wrong. So, yeah.
So I think maybe they were trying to do too much, because yeah, I do remember them doing like a lot of radio stuff and
Interesting.
yeah. So another brand that we used to talk about quite a bit, especially during the pandemic, is kind of making a lot of waves as of recent, is Telfar. I think recent.
This Telfar bag imported.
Say what? You
Sorry.
said this Telfar bag. Oh, okay, yeah, got you. I picked it up. It just took me a little minute. But yeah, so Telfar recently kind of announced a model search / reality show. I don't know, it's given like Love Island a little bit, but like You can vote for who you want the model to be. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But then I think they also celebrated, what was it, 20 years, and did like a show like out on the streets of Soho. That was pretty dope. So I just like the way that Telfar, even though they're considered like a luxury brand, and luxury usually means exclusivity, their whole brand ethos has always been about inclusivity and like, you know, everybody have and accessibility and all of that. So like they're always doing something fun. They seem like they have a lot of fun over there.
They absolutely do. They are like a disruptor brand where they don't go with what's normal or what's accepted or the way that things have always been done. They always think about like, okay, how can we go outside the box, and also how can we include our community or the people that are adjacent to or appreciate our brand in decision making, making sure that things are accessible for them. Like, what was it, a couple of months ago or a year ago, where he went on Canal Street and was giving the sellers real bags to sell and taking the fake bags. Like, that's how you move the needle, and you make sure that like the everyday person or the people that you care about, the community, has your product. And at the end of the day, it feels like that's what they care about more than anything else. But yeah, I don't know what this, I was confused sometimes with the launches and stuff from Telfar. Not launches, initiatives. I do have to dig a bit deeper to know, like, okay, how's this going to turn out? Like, what's the rationale? What's the through line? Because I feel like I had saw like a model episodic situation happening on their YouTube channel before.
Yeah.
So is this new or is this a continuation?
I don't know. Remember they had that like 24-hour like stream too during COVID? Like, what happened
they
to that?
launched their own media,
right?
like network without any media at one point. And then every once in a while, they'll pop something out and be like, okay, we gonna own this.
But I feel like their brand is like chaos. So it's just like, yeah, whatever. It's just like, we just gonna throw
They
some
don't
shit.
take themselves too seriously.
Right. We just gonna throw some stuff at the wall and see what sticks, and do it again next month.
If it sticks, great. If it doesn't, let's pivot and move on.
Yeah. Anything else to say about Telfar? Have you been to the store in New York?
I have not. I have not been to
either.
the store. I need to go to the store. Like, why haven't we been to the store?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go to the store.
Well, last thing we have on the agenda is the announcement of Venus and Serena's new podcast with or on X, which that one kind of had me scratching my head a little bit. Like, could I get behind a podcast hosted by Venus and Serena? Yeah. Why on X though?
I don't know. Apparently I don't know why they made the decision to host it on X. Clearly X is building its own like they're doing a lot over there in terms of content. So there'll be more than just tweets or posts. I don't know what you call them now. I don't know why on X. Serena, am I interested in a Serena and Venus podcast? I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is I don't see
crazy.
them as...
That's a kind of like record scratch moment coming from you.
It is, but I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I don't see Serena and Venus really delivering content that is real, raw, and unfiltered. I feel like everything is going to be like watered down through a filter of very curated topics, responses,
and storytelling,
and not like, I don't know. They just don't give me now at this point in their life, post-career, that they're going to give me much substance in a way that's like relatable, real, authentic. 2, X, why on X? Like it just doesn't feel good.
I definitely don't like that part of
putting
it.
your brand adjacent to X. And then 3, it's co-produced by Serena's production company. I didn't realize she had a production company. 2, There was a stat that said most of the mentions on social is of both of them is on X. Like 86% of mentions of Venus and or Serena is on X versus any other platforms.
Yeah, because it's one of the most conversational platforms. Like,
right. Like, I don't expect people to be down.
Mentions of most things
Facebook.
Are on Twitter.
Well, that was the line that I saw in one of these articles, and I was like, okay, interesting, but that doesn't make me feel like, 86% of Serena and Venus mentions take place on X, while 92% of all social mentions are on X. To your point, of course, all social mentions are going to be on X because that's where people talk the most. But yeah, I am curious to see how it goes. The show is co-produced by Serena's 926 Productions. Follows on the heels of success of Khloe Kardashian's Khloe in Wonderland podcast that premieres weekly on X as well. So clearly X has some things that are happening.
I just think in this climate, in this political climate, like, I just don't understand how you can rationalize a partnership with X, or how that doesn't come off as like being more of a political statement than it is just like a platform, you know?
Yeah. And also, I guess where the money resides. Like, if that check cleared is ultimately, I think, where a lot of the decision comes from, because this is part of their premium tier.
Yeah, but it's all money, good money. And you mean to tell me that Venus and Serena couldn't find any other platform to house their podcast? Like, there's, I don't know. No, I do know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that. Yeah, I know I'm tracking.
What I will say, though, is we need more, and I don't know that their podcast necessarily was talking about sports per se, because it just says personal stories, authentic conversation. It just kind of gives like the generic, like, we're going to talk about everything. But there are a lot of like male-centric sports podcasts out there that are like hosted by former athletes and things of that nature. The other day I was doing this exercise like at work for something, and I was just trying to find like a woman-led podcast in like the same vein as Gil's Arena or name any other male podcast, and it's like really, really hard to find them. And even the ones that are, they don't necessarily like talk about their sport or talk about sports, in general. So I do think it's a ripe space, but again, like there's nothing here that says that this was going to be about like specifically talking about tennis or sports or anything like that.
Yeah,
but I just think there's space in the market for it.
I agree with you, but something tells me that Venus and Serena are not about to have a podcast where they're sitting up here talking about anybody's sport. It feels like unless they are the center of the conversation when it comes to something that's sports related, they're not giving it too much of anything.
True. So what
that's just how they come off to me.
So what would they talk about? What are they going to talk about?
Evolution.
What does that mean?
How to mentally prepare for a tennis match. Baby, we don't need that. I mean, because most people are not mentally preparing for a U.S. Open final.
Serena's going to talk about all her businesses and ventures and Serena Ventures and being a mom and being a naturalist. Venus is going to talk about her opponents that she has to go and face now and what that might look like as her being 50 years old. And both of those conversations, I don't necessarily want to hear on a podcast from them. I'm sorry. I love and adore them, but Marty is No, I hear you and I agree. Telling the truth. I hear you and I agree. Y'all sitting up here lying. Like, I don't want to listen to y'all do that.
They're going to talk fashion. Okay, that was my one messy moment of the podcast.
Venus can talk fashion.
Yeah, did you see her cover, the L'Officiel? Actually, maybe y'all should talk about that. Oh, yeah,
did you see that?
No.
Yeah,
let me send that to you.
I think it's L'Officiel. What's the country? Italy?
Okay, I see it here.
Yeah. How do we miss that? Good catch, Amadi.
The magic of the cup. All right, what do you want to say about it?
Beautiful images. Photos were taken by Ricardo Abrahayo, and the styling by, it's an Italian brand, right? I think it's an Italian photographer and an Italian stylist. I just think, like, whenever brands do tap Venus for fashion moments, she delivers. Venus Williams just delivers. She knows how to deliver.
Yeah.
I think she looks very regal. I think she looks rich. I think she looks luxury. I think she looks all of the things that
avant-garde.
Avant-garde. I think she looks all of the things that she was to tennis and is to tennis. It's like a good fashion representation of that. Like, she looks like a queen.
Yeah, no, this is
the
a
hair,
good
the wigs,
cover.
whatever they were.
Good shoot.
Were great. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you would
talk to us about this stuff. This is what we want to hear.
There was another cover.
Those are my girls, and I'm gonna stick beside them. Just so we're clear.
Just so we're clear, the check did still clear. So I am still part of their representation. They are still clients of mine. But
yes.
I think it was SZA just recently had a just because we were talking about magazine covers. SZA just did a cover with
Interview.
That's what it was. That I thought was pretty good.
Oh.
I'm trying to find the image. Yeah, Interview magazine, pretty cool cover. Did you have it on your end, or you need me to send it to you?
Yeah, I see it. Is it the one with her with this wolf hat?
Yeah, wolf hat and like a sword in her mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I think they just wrapped up the U.S. leg of the tour and might be heading over to Australia or something like that. Yeah, thought it was dope. That's all I really have to say about it.
Speaking of tours, did you see Beyonce in Paris?
I did see all of the clips that were coming from her in Paris over however many shows she had out there.
Yeah, that lady loves Paris. And I was saying, like, okay, Paris Hive, how does it feel to be the fave?
Right. I'm like, they got Miley, which, like, sure. They got
No,
Jay-Z.
Absolutely. What do you mean, sure?
I mean, sure,
No, you didn't mean sure. You said it like, sure, like, take it or leave it,
they got something. They got something. They got Jay-Z. Cool. They got, blue specific merch. They got it all.
Right. They got niggas in Paris.
Yeah, I get it, I guess.
Can't get much more better than that. But yeah, they also are getting like the whole year, like Europe leg, they're getting fits. They're getting like all the fits too.
Yeah. I definitely woke up to a text from the group chat like, okay, so noted, we have to see Beyonce in Paris moving forward.
Right. Those tickets are about to be in high demand every single, however many remaining tours she has.
Exactly. I'm like, half my feed is in Paris right now. I'm like, everybody's over there. Everybody went to the Paris show. Everybody got the memo, and I didn't.
Right. Left me off that.
I'm on the wrong listserv, I guess.
All right. That wraps up Above the Fold. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
All right. So, guess that spokesperson. I think you're up.
I think I am. Okay. So, this week, the brand is Converse.
Fitting.
Yeah, fitting. And here are your clues. So this group was formed in Oakland, California in 1989. Shout out to 89. The group's original name was 4U. So the number 4 dash the letter U. They toured with Luther Vandross in the early 90s. And I'm going to give you an extra hint. One member left and formed a co-ed supergroup in around 99. get 3 yes or no questions.
Are any of the members no longer living?
I don't think. Yeah, they're all still living.
For You is the group. Oakland, California. So the original group were all the same sex.
Yes.
They toured with Luther Vandross.
In 93, I believe.
In 1993. I wouldn't know who that is. Did they put out any music after 1995?
I think that was a very pivotal year for the group. Hold on.
Where's Wyclef from? I don't know.
So,
I think I'm stumped, Janelle.
They put out music. So technically, yes, they put out more music after 1995. I will say, though, that I don't think that any music that came out after 1995 had all of the original members in it.
I don't know who this is.
Okay, I'm going to give you one more hint, and this might give it away. The member of the group that then went and left and started a co-ed super group, Raphael Sadiq, is also a member of that super group.
No.
No?
No.
All right, you give up?
Yeah, tell me, because now I'm like...
The group is In Vogue. What's her name? Dawn Robinson left and started Lucy Pearl.
Yes. 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 And you know what? What's funny is Lucy Pearl has been coming up on my shuffle like every time I put on like my shuffle playlist, to the point of I'm skipping. I'm like, why do y'all keep feeding me Lucy Pearl? I do enjoy Lucy Pearl, but I was like, I want to hear more than this. And so
Lucy
that
Pearl
should have been...
Lucy Pearl to you is what Summer Walker is to me. Anytime I anytime I open up Apple, I'm like listening to Lil Tyler, and I'm like, yo, create a station. And they're like, if you're listening to Lil Tyler, you want Summer Walker right after.
Yeah, exactly though. But okay, that was a good one. I wouldn't have... I didn't know the original name was For You. Nor did I know they were from Oakland. Why didn't I know that? Are they from Oakland? That's where they're based?
It just said it was I read they were formed in Oakland. I don't think they knew each other beforehand. I think
oh, okay.
They were a manufactured group.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good one. I need to see that spot. Obviously, they had a song. Were they singing? Did they sing in the spot?
They are singing in the spot.
Yeah, I need to check that out. All right. So moving into going Witcha Black Ads, or that ain't it. Obviously, I'm gonna let you do the honors.
Damn. Okay. Going Witcha Black Ads. I'm gonna give that to Faith Kipyegon. Because I'm here for anything track and field related. And yeah, got me excited to eventually watch this mile race. And the fact that the brand is jumping in proactively versus reactively. And that ain't it. I'm going to have to give to the podcast on X. Again, it's just, it's the Twitter of it all. Now's not the time. Read the room. Please.
Yes and yes. I'm going to give Going Witcha Black Ads to Faith. for all the things, reasons why you mentioned it. I think Nike's doing the right thing, the right strategy with this. And it's interesting. It's storytelling. Whether she makes it or not, there can be a continuation. And yeah, Venus and Serena, my queens, read the room. That's all. Amadi.
Yep.
You going triple click?
Triple click. And but I'm adding just to layer the good with the bad. Like going with your Black Ads Venus on L'Officiel. You know what I mean? Like, gotta give it a little.
Yeah, it's a little redemption.
Yeah.
Little redemption. We'll take it. All right, y'all. That wraps another episode of Witcha Black Ads. Thank you, as always, for listening and tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, and let us know if you see anything out there in the streets. And until next time, we'll see y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. God, that's what I'm talking about. It was so black ass. It was black ass.